Hello friends, welcome back to the video series for StingyHubby. And today we are going ahead with our usual feature inclusion, or how we are going to add features into our application. So for that, what I'll do right now is I go to my database and look into the features feedbacks that I have received. Today morning I had a shower, like I thought in my shower, and then at that point I realized that there were a couple of things that I could add into the application that could make it more like helpful towards the video series that we are creating. One would be that on the feedback page, this one on the feedback page, we would also want to add another type. So right now on the feedback page we have, if I sign in and let's look into the feedback page. On the feedback page currently we have feature request and bug report. So we would also want to add a security concern. So this would be a new type of feedback that we would get, and that includes any security concerns that the customer, client, or our users on the website would face. Like for example, like I am seeing this and I'm able to navigate to a certain page which I shouldn't be able to navigate without logging in. So things like that, these fall under the security concern. Also, there are certain cross-site scripting that can happen, even though right now I have implemented a mechanism to not have cross-site scripting. Then also there might be other areas that in the future when we develop new functionalities can bring in bugs that can be a security vulnerability. So to avoid that, or to highlight that, there should be a mechanism for our users, for you to 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 include it in the feedback, and then for me to know as a developer and a person who's administrating this application. So I think that feature would be a useful one. And the other one that I feel is, how can a user on the website be able to get more information about the application? Our YouTube videos on the YouTube channel are very informative. They go through all the code. They also talk about every feature that has been built in the application. So I want a mechanism or a way um, for us to connect the YouTube series that we are creating as well as the application that we have built on the website. One way would be that from now on the YouTube videos, in the description I'm going to include our application link, so that any viewer like you who's viewing this video, if you feel that you need to see the application and the working on the application because it's live and accessible on the internet, you can go and click on the link in the description, and then you can go to the application. And also people who have gone to the application directly and haven't seen the YouTube videos, they will be able to, there should be a link in the about page for them to click on, and then they will be navigated to the YouTube channel, and then they would be able to go through the YouTube videos and get more information. Like usually you wouldn't get to know a lot from just looking at the application. You would want to, we have the feature series on the right side as you can see, but that gives maybe a small short sentence about the features within the application. So but then the YouTube series is something that talks about all the implementation in detail, how our page will look like, what will happen in every aspect of the workflow. So all that will be easier for the user once he goes into the about page. Now this feedback is after the about page suggestion, and I think that's an appropriate place. The about page suggestion is in the middle and the feedback is at the bottom. We would first create the about page. We would want to have an about page, a link here for the about page, and then maybe like a pop-up, kind of a component pop-up, not a Windows or a browser pop-up. We would want a component pop-up that would slide up and show the app information, show my information as a developer, and then also give links to the YouTube videos that I'm creating, that we are part of this series right now, and that for which the user would be able to click on that link and go to the channel and then view all the videos. So I think that two features are something that will make the application more informative, connect the YouTube channel as well as the application together, and also provide us a mechanism to give some security concerns, report some security concerns that can be addressed at a higher priority. And I feel security concerns will be addressed as the highest priority whenever they are logged into this table, and then we can look into bugs, and then we can look into feature requests. So be, without further ado, I would then let's look at the latest feature that we want to work on. So right now this is a feature, and it talks about adding a credit card in the cron job expense calculation. So right now, if we go to the application, we are getting the history from the within the senddigest.ts, which is responsible for uh, which is responsible for the it is which is responsible for getting the history. Once we get the history, then for every history we are going to get a sum of income that creates the total income, and for the total expense we are getting the mortgage, utility and car payments. Now this one I feel is simpler, so let me get that. So let's copy this and we remove the extra comma, and then we say row dot credit cards. So in this case we have utilities, car payments and credit cards. So I've now added credit cards, and I think that should make it into a total sum and give us the total expense from the history. And then later on we can have any other place. Let's see, I see one more area, so let me do car payments, control F. There is one more area I can see here, and that's the history.map. So here in the expenses, in the bar chart or line chart that we create, the expenses section, we need to add the credit card also. So let me do that, let me add it over here as well, and this one will be credit cards, so that we will be able to get as well. Otherwise I don't see this calculation, I don't see any other place we would want to add it, and I think adding this into the credit card can improve the expense for us. So let's go ahead and save this. So before I do it, I want to compare the two emails that I'm getting. So let's run the emails. Our cron job, this senddigest.ts is associated with a cron job, and that is on a page that would be Vercel dot, let me see, Vercel.config.ts, or actually not white, Vercel.json. Yes, it's within the cron sections. Its path is the send digest, the one that we made change into, and it runs on 9 o'clock in the morning every Monday. So what I will do is there is one more way I can run them on demand. So let me do that. For that I go back to the Vercel app, and then within Vercel app, within settings, I will have cron jobs, and within cron job I have this cron job send digest, which is already included within our project. So let me run this. We will view the logs and put a live so that we get to know when it runs correctly. I think when we do live, it refreshes every 10 seconds or so. So we should be able to see any emails popping up in this case. So yeah, this one ran, and if you look at the log, it has sent emails to all the necessary people that that have logged in into the application. So okay, so that means I should be getting an email by now. Yeah, I do see a couple of emails. So let me see if I can get that from my other screen. Yep. Okay, so these are the two emails I got, and one would be regarding the, actually let me close this. I think the one previous view was good, so let's remove them. This one is coming to like to my Gap is God account, and one is coming to my Gaurav.palandi account. Yeah, so this is the Gap is God account one, and the expense here I'm seeing total expense as $30, while I'm seeing total expense as $26,864. So we can go into the database again, and we'll try to see our submissions table. And for my user, um, I have included the, first I'll go to the users table and determine who are the two people. So for the emails that I'm getting, one is a D0 user and one is a E9 user. Yeah, I don't have any other D0 or E9 users. So let's look at the submission. And for the D0 user, I am seeing credit cards information 3373, and for the E9 user, or actually this D0 user has 400, and for the E9 user I have 4 or 6. So I might see a single digit increase after the implementation, and I might see maybe hundreds increase, or 400, minimum 400 increase after I see the in the next email. So let's go ahead. Let's commit the changes. Before that, we'll review our changes. Settings.json, I did not do any change. I did not update it. I don't know why it would include it in it. So I would do is discard this change. I do not want to do that right now. And then in send digest, here you can see that I've added credit cards information for every history information, and I've also added credit card information in the email history map. And then I would do is one thing I observed is that within the logs I was sending an email to a user, one of my uncle who I had introduced the application to. So I wouldn't want that user, I wouldn't want that user to see this emails coming popping again and again. So it's kind of distracting for them to look into. So I'll set this as false, and as per our query within the code, uh, we have set whoever you we have a where clause. So that where clause, the users, right, we have the once digest is equal to true, those users only we are going to get. Since I've set my uncle as false, I he will not receive any emails. So let's have this committed, and I would say added credit card information, in email digest. Okay, and then, or not information, credit card expense, this is a better word. And then I'll commit and sync. So we have added the credit card expense within our calculations, and that will be saved in the send digest page. We'll wait for the changes to get committed. Okay, they look like they have been committed, and now we'll deploy. So for that, let's go to the deployments. Okay, it's ready now. Now we can go into the cron job and we can trigger the cron job, and then we look at the logs. This is the previous one, so we should be expecting a new one coming up. Yeah, we have a new one coming up now, 1049. Yeah, and if you look at the logs, my uncle is no longer included in that. It's just me and my wife. So I think that's a good one. Let's look at the emails. I do see two emails, new emails coming in. So in the previous email, I was looking at an expense of $30, total expense of $30, and a chart accordingly. And in this one, I'm looking at total expense of $40. So which looks good enough. It's like 6 plus 4 looks good enough. It's an increase over there. And in this one, 26864 total expense, we should be definitely more than 26864. So this one is 30639. So I think, yeah, this looks like the our expenses, the credit card expenses information that we have saved, looks like it has been updated over there. So overall, I think that is a satisfactory update that we have. And with that, I would be able to I would be able to we would be able to complete this feedback, the feature request that we had, and we can delete that. Yeah, let's delete it. Okay, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the video for today, and hopefully we can continue with the next feature request. Thank you so much for your time. Save more, spend less, and live rich. And also don't forget to go onto the YouTube onto the website in the description below, and just try and I would encourage you to just go and explore and come up with any feature requests you feel that I may be missing right now. I would assure you that there are a lot of requests. This is just a few of them, but I have a separate Excel sheet where I have a lot of requests. We are going to create a lot of things. We are going to create different pricing versions as well, free version and a paid version, and we are going to see how we can implement that. And also maybe in the future we might create automatic updating, like how every week it would refresh or query into your accounts, and it would get the latest account balance and use that to save it into the database. So all these things will come up shortly. For now, if there's any changes you feel that you want to include, or you feel that you're missing any feature, then I would recommend you to go into the feedback section or on the feedback form and submit a feedback or a bug request if you are seeing anything missing over there. Thank you so much. Hopefully you have a good day.